When I found my 5-year-old daughter Ava sobbing in her room, I assumed she'd fallen or had a bad therapy session. I didn't expect the truth that her $12,000 mobility device had been stolen. But the moment our neighbors shouted, I saw Helen driving toward Eagles Peak. I knew something terrible had happened. 20 minutes later, that cliff had swallowed the device whole. And now, Helen Caldwell, the ruthless HOA president who made our lives hell, sits in jail unrepentant, but no longer in control. Let me back up. I'm Michael Grant, and Ava is the heart of our world. She has cerebral palsy, but more courage than most adults I've met. My wife Natalie and I moved to Silver Grove Hills for a fresh start, quiet neighborhood, good schools, and a house we could modify to fit Ava's needs. We poured our life savings into a down payment and renovations, accessible ramps, widened doorways, and a backyard therapy space. For a few days, it felt like peace. Then Helen showed up at our door, tight bun, clipboard in hand, and an expression that made you feel like you'd already disappointed her. Mr. Grant, she said coldly, eyeing Ava's therapy gear. Section 8 of the HOA agreement prohibits recreational equipment in the front yard. It's medical, I replied. Prescribed by her doctors. It's not optional. Her fake smile never cracked. Rules apply to everyone. Then she looked past me and directly at Ava, even to eyesores. From there, it escalated. Fines for our front ramp. Complaints about the swing Ava used for balance exercises. Warnings over the width of our driveway expanded for her medical transport van. Even the grab bars outside our home were flagged. Each time we explained, submitted documentation, and cited the ADA. Each time Helen dug in deeper, always using the same phrase. We can't make exceptions. Where does it end? The answer came when it got personal. One day, Ava was crying after her nap. Miss Caldwell came to my window, she whimpered. She said I make the neighborhood look ugly, and we should leave. I nearly ripped our front door off its hinges. No one says that to my child. We called for an HOA emergency meeting. Only 3 members showed. Helen had scheduled a mandatory brunch with the others. The next day, Ava's therapy bear disappeared. Then her weighted cushions. Then her favorite garden ornaments. We installed cameras. The footage? Helen herself, sneaking onto our property at dawn, taking what she labeled violations. The police shrugged. HOA matters are civil, the officer mumbled. Unless there's major damage. That damage came the next weekend. Ava had just received her new mobility frame, custom-fitted, lightweight, the first tool that would let her walk short distances. She was so excited she couldn't sleep. I'm going to take real steps tomorrow, Daddy, she whispered, hugging me goodnight. But the next morning, I woke to the sound of a car peeling out of our driveway. I looked out and saw Helen's white SUV speeding away. I ran to the garage. The device was gone. This time, the responding officer wasn't the usual local. It was Sergeant Elena Torres, new to the precinct and unamused by HOA drama. That's grand larceny, she said, eyes sharp. Over $10,000? And if this is tied to your daughter's disability, we're looking at hate crime enhancements. Then our neighbor Caleb came forward. I saw her, he said. Helen took something big and drove toward Eagles Peak. Eagles Peak, a towering cliff 600 meters high, known for its breathtaking views and devastating drops. Torres called in backup. We followed her patrol car, my knuckles white on the steering wheel, Ava trembling in the back seat. At the cliff's overlook, Helen's SUV was parked. Rangers pointed to the trail leading to the edge. We stayed behind while police hiked up. 30 minutes passed. Torres returned, jaw tight. She confessed, she said. She took the device and threw it off the cliff, along with other items from the past month. Then she quoted Helen's words, "Damaged things belong at the bottom, not in our beautiful neighborhood." My stomach twisted. I wanted to scream. Instead, I looked at Ava, whose eyes were wide with silent shock. That woman who smiled at bake sales and barked about lawn heights had just thrown a disabled child's future off a mountain. When police walked Helen back in handcuffs, she smirked. Right at Ava. That's when something shifted. One by one, cars pulled into the lot. Neighbors we barely knew emerged. Mrs. Patel from next door. Mr. Romero, the quiet man with the koi pond. They surrounded our car, shielding us like a wall. We saw the footage on the neighborhood group, one said. This has gone too far. Brian Lattimore, the HOA's vice president, handed me an envelope. Emergency board vote, he said. Helen's been removed. All fines are voided. This is your refund, plus interest. I was speechless. Then Lisa from 2 doors down introduced her brother Marco, an engineer from a mobility tech firm. His company is rushing Ava a new device. On the house. The next few days were a whirlwind. Helen was charged with grand larceny, trespassing, destruction of property, and a hate crime enhancement. The DA added child endangerment. Her bail hearing was Tuesday. No one posted bond. By Friday, the story was on national news. HOA president throws disabled girl's mobility device off cliff. Silver Grove Hills transformed. New HOA bylaws were passed protecting residents with disabilities. Neighbors we'd never spoken to brought food, helped with Ava's exercises, and apologized for staying silent. We were scared of her, Mrs. Patel admitted. But what she did to a child that broke the spell. Ava's new device arrived the following week. Stronger, smarter, adjustable for years of growth. On Saturday, we hosted a small gathering. And in front of a tearful crowd, Ava stood up. She took her first steps on that new frame, wobbly but determined. 2 months later, Helen Caldwell pled guilty to all charges. The judge gave her 4 years. He didn't flinch when she cried about just enforcing the rules. He ordered restitution. Eagles Peak installed a bench near the overlook with a bronze plaque. Kindness rises. Cruelty falls. It was the community's idea. Today, Ava wheels herself to the mailbox. Every time, someone claps. Yesterday, Mr. Romero built her a new flower box. The playground's been renamed in her honor, fully accessible, open to every child. Helen thought she'd humiliate us by throwing precious things off a cliff. Instead, she revealed their true value. And in doing so, gave us what we never had before. A real home.